Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to our respected lecturer, Dr. Azrul Azlan bin Abdul Rahman, and my fellow classmate. My name is Umairah Binti Nordin. My matric number is 225.559 from class 1 ZP66A. I am a student at the Faculty of Defence Studies and Management. Today, I am very honoured to present my individual assignment case study report for our subject, Global Trade and Role of International Organisation, course code DHK 3313. The title of my presentation is exactly the same as my semester report, which is what is non-traditional security and why has it become increasingly important. In this presentation, I will discuss the evolution of security, contrast the traditional military model with the modern human-centered framework, analyze the major threats we face today, and explain the deep challenges global organizations face when trying to solve this model's problem. Let us begin with the section 1.0, which covers the introduction and historical background of our topic. To understand why non-traditional security is popular today, we must first look at how the concept of security evolved. The basic definition of security is simple. It is the condition of being free from danger, threat or harm. Traditionally, government view national security strictly through military protection, border defense and maintaining political stability against hostile external force. Famous scholar Barry Buzan explained in 1991 that traditional security focuses on the ability of states to maintain their independent identity and functional integrity. However, this concept has changed dramatically due to globalization, technological advancement, and increasing interconnectedness among nations. Security is no longer limited to armed conflict. Scholars like Jessica Tashman Matthew back in 1989 already warned that environmental degradation, population growth, and resource scarcity can heavily threaten national stability. This historical shift led to the rise of non-traditional security, which focuses on the protection of people rather than just the protection of state line. This change in security thinking did not happen overnight. It was sparked by a massive turning point in modern history, which is the collapse of the Cold War in 1991. During the Cold War, global politics was trapped in a highly dangerous and predictable military struggle between two superpowers, which is the United States and the Soviet Union. The terrifying possibility of global nuclear war was dominant that all other global issues seemed small and unimportant. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the immediate danger of global nuclear destruction finally came to an end. However, the world did not enter a time of perfect peace. Instead, a whole new set of long-neglected problems came into the international spotlight. Without the Cold War distraction, issues like ethnic conflict, extreme poverty, environmental damage, and state failure began to appear everywhere. At the same time, the 1990s experienced rapid globalization and threat expansion. While globalization connected the world and brought economic benefit, it also revealed a dark side because the world became a highly sensitive, single nervous system. A virus appearing in a local market could spread globally in a few days. A financial crash in one country could ruin global stock market in a single day, and criminal network could attack across ocean without the click of button. This new reality proved that traditional military defense systems were completely useless against this borderless threat. To truly grasp the scope of non-traditional security, we must directly contrast it with the traditional security model. These two models operate on totally opposite assumptions. Traditional security is rooted in an international relation theory called neorealism or structural realism. Realism assumes that the world is an anarchic place. In political science, anarchy does not mean chaos or street riot. It simply means there is no world government or overarching world police to keep countries safe. Therefore, every country must live in a state of self-help, relying strictly on national power and military strength to survive. Traditional security care only about the state, a concept called statism, where individual human rights are secondary to protecting national borders. On the flip side, non-traditional security turned this whole idea upside down. Instead of asking if the state is safe from invasion, non-traditional security look at the population and ask if the people inside the state are safe from hunger, disease, and structural injustice. Non-traditional security focuses on non-military threats like climate change, resources depletion, and cyber warfare. You cannot shoot a heat wave with a missile, and you cannot put a biological virus in handcuff. Therefore, while traditional security relies on high military power and competitive balance of power, non-traditional security requires deep collaboration between government, international organizations like the UN, scientists, and the local communities. This table from my report provides a clear side-by-side comparison of the two security frameworks. First, the basic concept. Traditional security use state-centered hard security, whereas non-traditional security use people-centered soft security. Second, the main aim. Traditional security aim to protect the state and its territory from military threat, while non-traditional security aim to ensure the daily safety, stability and sustainable development of human, state and enterprises. Third, the main actor. In the traditional view, the state is the only actor that matters, while in the non-traditional security view, the actors are mix of state, human and corporate enterprises. Fourth, the main tools. Traditional security use laws, policies, armies and weapons, while non-traditional security use border state laws, public policy, global resources and soft power to protect society. Last but not least, the direct impact. Traditional security protect the survival of the governing party and the sovereign politic power, while non-traditional security directly impact the stability of the state, the safety of human, and the long-term survival of human civilization. Now, let us move into section 3.0, focusing on the specific concept, unique feature, and different type of non-traditional security threat. It is highly important to separate non-traditional issue from normal developmental issue. Normal development goal deal with long-term social improvement, like building better school or paving new road. Non-traditional issue, however, carry an extreme sense of urgency. If non-traditional security threats are ignored, they act as ticking time bomb that can rapidly explode into full-blown crisis, causing mass casualties, destroying the social fabric of communities, and causing deep political instability from within. According to academic literature, non-traditional security problem can easily recognized by three distinct features, which is transnationalism, human-centeredness, and complexity and weakness. First, transnationalism. Traditional threats happen between specific states across a clear line. Transnational threats are completely mobile and are not tied to any single country. They cross border instantly using trade network, global wine, ocean current, and the internet. A small outbreak or environmental issue in one corner of the world can easily become a massive crisis thousands of miles away. Second is human-centeredness. Non-traditional security shift the spotlight from state sovereignty to human security. A country can be military untouchable from the outside, but if its people are suffering from severe malnutrition, dirty drinking water, or human rights abuses on the inside, that country is highly insecure. Last but not least is complexity and weakness. Non-traditional security problems are known in policy study as weak problems because they have no simple solution. They are tightly intertwined. For instance, a government might build a massive hydroelectric dam to create clean, renewable energy to fight climate change. However, building that dam can displace thousands of endangered villages and destroy local river fisheries downstream, accidentally causing a brand new crisis for food and human security. To face this narrow view of security, the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) introduced the groundbreaking concept of human security in its 1994 Human Development Report. The UNDP insists that real security must focus entirely on the individual on the ground and divide human security into 7 deeply interconnected pillars. First, economic security. Economic security ensuring everyone has a stable basic income and employment opportunities. Second, food security. Food security ensuring all people have physical economic access to nutritious food. Third, health security. Health security is protecting individuals from deadly infection, disease and malnutrition. Fifth is personal security. Personal security is safeguarding people from a physical violence, war, domestic abuse and street crime. Next, community security. Community security is protecting local culture, traditional value and monetary group from destruction. Last but not least is political security. Political security ensuring people live in a society that respects basic human rights, free speech and democratic freedom. This framework completely challenges international relations by proving that a state cannot be secure unless its people are entirely free from fear and free from want. In conclusion, the international community has reached a critical fork in the road. Solving non-traditional security threats requires a total restructuring of how we think about international politics. We must look beyond national borders, rise above short-term economic gain, and build unshakable network of global cooperation. In our modern deeply interconnected world, security is no longer a zero-sum game where one nation wins and another nation loses. If our neighboring countries are collapsing due to pandemic, food shortage or climate displacement, our nation will inevitably feel the destructive ripples. As I emphasized in my case study report, we are left with a single ultimate choice, which is we must either learn how to secure our global future together, or we will be forced to suffer the consequences of our vulnerabilities alone. That's all from me. Thank you very much to Dr. Azra for your guidance, and thank you to all my classmates for your time and attention today.